What is the assignment? Guys, come on.
Correlation of
Correlation.
Okay. So I guys practice it. You understand? Just let me know if you not practice. No issues. We'll spend. I mean, if you didn't get if you didn't understand the concept, or as it's weekend, right? So everyone is busy with their things.
Actually, we tried it, but I didn't get that. I mean, match whatever we were matching with that correlation part. So I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Others?
Myself, I stuck in session ID. I did not get the session ID there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nirila?
Yeah, even I did try, but I just could not get the expected result.
Okay. Suresh?
Actually, I'm not practiced, bro.
Okay.
I'm in traveling.
Okay. So, I mean, so you can practice today, right? Okay, because this is important for us. So others know. So you got the error, or we'll discuss one more time now, or have you checked the blog when you got the error, right? Have you checked the blog? What are the steps we are doing there?
Yeah,
No.
same steps we have followed.
Mm.
But I was not getting that one.
Okay. So, I mean, if it is in this machine, so can we can share, whoever want to discuss about the errors, no? Can we discuss now on our machines? Either Sweta or Nirila, Tejasvi, anyone, whoever want to volunteer on that. So that, right, we can discuss what is the error you're getting. Otherwise, you continue the class. So it's your option. Shall we continue on the course, or we'll be sharing your screen and we'll be checking your doubt? Or you want me to repeat the same thing now? All the options for you. Because the correlation, right? As we're proceeding to advanced classes now, without correlation, we can't do anything. Not for the login mechanism, but we have other things also with the correlation related.
Better, can you repeat quickly?
Yeah.
No,
Better
okay.
to repeat it.
Yeah, okay. So let's go to our website, webloadempester.com. Okay, so what we did, so we just recorded, right, using our recorder, and we replayed. And what happens at the time of replaying our login? At the time of replaying, what happens? The log is not able to happening. So, and we checked why it is not happening, because of some session ID is there. Right. So what is session ID? Session ID is helping for it's session ID you have to use whenever you want to generate the dynamic ID, so that the session could be secured and no one could be using it. So, and what we found, so we found that the session ID is in some responses. So to extract it, the value, and we have to send it. Correct. So what we did further to extract it, first we have to find where it is happening. Then we write an expression to pick up it. Correct. So let's do this thing now. Let's go to our bin folder. Jmeter.bat. Right. Okay. So I will be just going to a script directly. Right? Upload recording on JMX. This is what we recorded, na? Right. So what I will do, I'll simply just as of now, I'll simply disable the header, sorry, this extractor, so that it will fail. Right click in Jmeter, you can do this one, disable. Means I don't want to delete it, but I want to use. So I want to fail it, right? So that without this, now it will pass only, no? So let's run the script. And here we have to change text to which thing? What is the option? To check whether it's really displaying or not.
HTML.
HTML.
So simply click on HTML and we'll be checking pages one by one. What happened? Why it's not displaying anything here? Responsibility. Change the text. Second. Why it's not displaying? HTML.
We are getting proxy error.
Where?
in the website, whenever we log in, whenever we come out or it stay, if it is too long time, it's getting.
I mean, if you start with Jmeter, that could be one reason. Otherwise, we won't get that error, proxy error.
Okay.
Yeah. See why it's displaying here. Document located URL. Okay, no. Okay, let me run again. Something. No, it's not. See, this is not going to this one. It's going to some of other website. This kind of redirection is happening. Let me wait to get the data. You understand, right? It is going to some junk website redirection.
It's the
Okay.
URL browse header manager thing.
No. What happens, right? Whenever Jmeter to run the script now, so it will take the cache or something kind of. So if we try to hit here, it suppose see, let me copy this URL. Control C. Displays here. But from Jmeter, it is redirecting to some other website. See here, see it says Jink Clouds App 2. This is called a kind of malware, no? So those things it's going now. Not sure why. Let me reopen the Jmeter. Otherwise, we'll try to record and we'll see. That's not happening. Okay. Not getting. Okay. So we'll take other website for now, but I will show you. So what happens at that time? This login P686, we are getting the error. Right? We got some mismatches. So what we did, we checked it from where we are getting the response. So we found out 685, right? So that's where we added this line. So here we have to copy the value left side of the value and right side of the value. Okay. And we simply replace our value with dot plus question mark in the bracket so that whatever it will work in the regression vector. Okay. So let's look for other website. I'm not sure why it is redirecting. Okay, let me run one more time. Okay. So leave it. Let's go look for other website. Network. So I forgot the name of the website. That's what I'm looking. The network and distro something is there. Web tour sample application. Okay, forgot the name. But when we need correlation, right? I have other websites. For correlation, I use this thing only. Yes, this is the one. No, it's not happening. Okay, let's search in this way only. Okay, we need Jmeter correlation application, sample application. Mm. Got it. Let's use Blaze demo. Yeah. Okay. So this Blaze demo is also one of the dummy website for our testing purposes. Okay. They don't have the login here. Come on. Do you guys have any idea of the login? We have login is there. Register. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's do correlation of this Blaze demo now. Right. So this is also, let's say, this is also new for me, right? So how a new person can do that? You understand now? Because for Webload, I've been doing a lot of times, so I might know. What is new website? So it's like everyone is equal here, right? So let's see how we'll do that. So first we have to register now. Let's do register. Okay, Ravi, some Java. Okay, email. Okay, let's do password. Strong password of system is generated. Okay, let's register. Oh, what happening? So, strong password. Come on. You guys have heard about any websites? Demo, please. Okay. Yeah, we can use this one. Okay. So let's sign up. Okay, password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, sign up successful. Okay, now let's log in. So let's check when we're working or not. Then we'll do the recording. Okay, it's logged in. It's clear, right? What I did now. I want to just make sure, check how the things are there. Okay. So what is the first step of do the recording? What we have to do?
Open templates.
Jmeter. Let's go to. You understood, right? This is new for me, no? That application. Yeah. So that everyone is equal. We can understand now more easily how to do that, because I also don't know where the correlation will be there, how to do that. Whether correlations there are also not there, I'm not sure. So let's check that file. Templates. Recording. Create. Okay. Create. So here I'll come here and I'll change it to that group and put add separators. Start. So I'll open Firefox. Okay, go for settings. Search for proxy. Okay, right there, manual proxy, and we'll check the localhost and port and this check mark. Okay, that's everything. Let's copy the URL demoblaze.com. Okay, so let's say landing, let's say home page. Okay. Oh, so this is the where, I mean, Firefox is taking the things.
By default, something is taking with it.
Yeah, it's rewriting happening. So let me search demo please. Come on. What is happening? Is it malware? Let me check one time. It's a malware kind. See if I click on allow me, that's it. Okay. Demo. Start.
Incognito, can you record?
Yeah, let me try that. Doesn't matter, no incognito also, but let's see. New private window. Okay, but not sure whether it's coming here or not. The last one. Okay, it's coming. So what you have to do? We have to delete all these things, right? Record it. Otherwise, you'll confusion in the later if you delete in the later part. Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so let's delete. Make sure you're clear. Let me delete everything. Okay. Okay, so let's from start. Let's hit this URL. And one time we'll check. Okay, we got demobilizer, so we started recording, right? So now what you have to do to log in paste. Okay, 05@gmail.com. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Still loading. Okay, got this name, right? It means login. Okay, let's click on product page. Right now, what is I'll do? Add to cart. Okay, got what added. There is a cart. Let's go to the cart. It's not added. Okay, so let's add it again. Add to cart. So dummy website now we have to wait. Let me try second time. It's not added, but why it's not displaying in the cart?
I think need to refresh maybe.
I'll try. Yeah. No, fine. I'll just log out. Okay. Well, we'll get the issue right once in the. Okay, it's coming now. Okay.
I think it's taking time.
Place
Loading the
order.
data.
Yeah. Click on the place order. Okay. So we'll do some blank dummy data. Okay, let's click on purchase. Okay, so okay. What we'll do log out. right? So we'll stop the script. Everyone clear, right? The flow.
Yes, bro.
Now let's click save the script. This is demo place recording 1 dot. What is JMX?
Extension of
Extension of script. So what is the next steps now? Now we have to replay the script, correct? Okay, and we have to change it to HTML. Well, that's now what I have to do. Now it should display, after login, it should display the email ID in the top. Let's go to product page directly. Okay, got see here, username Tej05, got the email. New message. Okay, see. If you observe, it didn't logged in. See, right, it's still showing username password page only. Okay, let's understand. Let's go. This username. So the login didn't happen. Understood, right? It's still displaying the username and password, the field.
All the pages same thing, huh?
Yes, almost all the pages, I guess. For few pages we got the data. For few pages we got the login username and password. Okay, it means the correlation is failed, right? So now what I have to check first? First we have to go in the login pages, right? Where you are sending the username password data. Okay, so this is username password you're sending. What in the page response time of login is 262. Okay, so let's go to the view results tree. So let's check what is the output of login by 262. This is in the text. Okay, so we got token. Now what we have to do? We have to pass this token to all the pages, I guess, here. Okay, let's go one by one. So from login page 262, okay, let's check where the token is getting passed. It's in the headers, or okay, it's not here. It's not here. Check entries, support page. See, here they're passing the token. Okay, so now what we have to do? We have to pass our token from there to here. Right? So now we found out that where the token is coming on. Right? Now what you have to do? What you have to do? Extract the token. What we have to use? What is the component which help us to extract this token?
Regular expression.
Yeah, we have to use regular expression extractor component to use regular expression to extract the value. Right? So first what you have to do? You have to copy our value as it is. Control C. Let's go to Notepad. Okay, just paste it and replace our value with brackets dot plus question mark. Okay, just copy this. So how to test it whether our expression is working or not? How to test? So here we have a regular expression tester. Will help us for testing purpose. Just click on test. So you should get match of 1 of 1. You should get token here. You shouldn't see any extra character apart from your token here. Okay, so now our expression is working, right? So go to 262. What we need to add? The 262?
Regular expression.
Regular expression extractor.
Add post parser regular expression extractor. Right? So from where we got on which thing you found the token, the response, right? So what we have to select here?
Body.
Let's select the body. Okay, let's give the name. You can give any name. I'll give the token, expression, just paste as it is, whatever if written, template $1 by default. Match number, how many matches we got? One match, so we'll give one. Okay, not default value means not found. Anything you want to pass, any default value when this expression is not picking the value, right? So now what we have to do? We have to replace the token with this value, correct? So how to replace that? First, I have to check where the values are going. Okay. So if you observe, this could be anywhere, right? It could be anywhere because while recording, once generated the session ID will throw out the script. So instead of going to each and every app searching, what I will do, I will replace in a once and time. So let's do Control C. We have search option here. If you observe, right, the search, the binocular symbols, let's click on that. So we'll see here. If I do search all, see it observes highlighted in the right. So it has this much of pages. So we can't go there and update manually, no? So what I will do, I'll simply replace here. Replace by, so how to replace the value? How to pass a variable here? How to use a variable token? How to use a token variable? Yeah. So can I use token here? No, right?
No.
What
No.
will happen if I use token here? It means string, hard-coded string. But I want, it's a variable. I want to pass the value inside the variable. So dollar curly braces token. So in Jmeter, whenever you want to pass the value of the variable, you have to do like this. Now simply I will do replace all. So wherever it is there, it will be automatically updated throughout the pages. I don't have to go manual and do this. Correct. So now let's run the script and check. Clear, run, and change it to HTML. Check why this is okay. So Mozilla deleted this one 236. Okay, see, I'm explaining correlation. That's why I gone through the normal way after checking the methods and everything. Right?
Okay, Raviteja, if I am not recording the script, then I need to go each and every API and need to add the active expression manually, right?
Right. Okay, so now let's go to product page. Let's go here. Hey, come on. Why displaying this thing? Should display. I shouldn't get this thing. Add to cart 310. You are getting these pages. Add to cart. Just a second. Add to cart 310. Let's go to here. So get cart HTML in headers. So there is no way of passing the token, no? I'm not sure why displaying that. Right? See. Yeah. If you couldn't see the thing, that's fine. Leave it. Okay. Not sure. But you found the now you understood, right? What is the issue of the correlation? How to do that now? It's clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now you can
Yes.
try, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now, till now, what we learned in Jmeter, we know that we have to capture the APIs for the recording purpose. So that's why we went to recorder. Correct. So now, but we don't know, right? What are the components of Jmeter, how to use, simply use the templates because we don't know what are the components to add. So let's understand those things first now. Okay. So then Jmeter will be easy for you. And then we look into now this is a web application we recorded. So there is also backend services, right? Which we discussed in the starting of the classes. So for them also, we'll look how to record those things also, right? So now let's understand those things. So if you observe here, we are going V registry, right? Whenever you want to see the output. So this V registry is this only component in Jmeter, which will give the output. Okay, without V registry, you can't see our output in Jmeter. Okay. Okay, so this component is available in the listeners. So listeners in a Jmeter component, suppose if I want to add manually, right? Instead of templates, what I will do, just click on right click, add listener. If you see the listener, in the listeners, you'll see listener tree. So Jmeter is all about all these 10 components only. Nothing much. If you learn each and every of these 10, then that's it. You're Jmeter expert now. I mean, apart from you should know the perform testing basics also, right? But in the tool perspective, if you learn all these 10, that's it. Okay, yeah. So if you see the listener component here, this will help us the results tree. So if you see, we have other components, correct? So this all components will help us to generate the output or the graphs. So the listener component, which help us to see the output or generate the graphs. Example is view user tree. Okay. Now we are hitting the APIs now. How we are hitting? It's recorded. What is recorded? Is it record all these APIs, right? If you click on any API, if you see here is a HTTP request. Right? What is HTTP request? HTTP is one API where we'll be adding our API here. So this HTTP request will be in the component called samplers. Is where you will write your API or protocols here. Okay, example is HTTP request. So whenever you want to add API manually, what you have to do? Right click content group, add sampler, you will see HTTP request. Suppose I want to do some what is it called? The current database is JDBC. Or I want to do some FTP, file transfer protocol. Or I want to do some email. Okay, or I want to do some Java code. I want to connect some OS or emails, SMTP, like this. So all our protocols or based on application, it depends as sampler. So without sampler, we can't run our script. Right? Because sampler is our basic, na? Without API, what will run? You need something to run, right? So everything will come on samplers. So this sampler will help us to run our script type of application, whatever the type it is there now, you can use here. Okay. So now we have API to run, and once you run, you check the output, right? But do you think these two will be enough for us? No, no. So that's where we have one more config. We have one more thing called. If you observe here, we are using a headers, right? If you see the header, what is header? What is header?
I need to pass some values to the API.
Yeah, metadata. Whenever you want to pass the metadata, metadata nothing but not application related. The AP related, server related, that's called metadata, right? Whenever you want to send this metadata, no, we have to use headers manager. So that's where we use a config element. Config element. So what is the config element? Is whenever I want to use these things, right? Headers, right? Or if you observe here, we added one more called cookie manager. So what is for cookies? If the cookies are passing the back end, because Jmeter is not a browser, right? Because browser by default, cookies will handle it. But Jmeter is not a browser. So to make sure it will work as a backend thing, so we need a cookie manager. So this cookie manager also from the config element, header and cookies. And what is the Jmeter for? It's for load testing, right? So if I run the script, it will run with whatever user I logged in, correct? In the login page. True? If I log in with test1m, so it will run with test1 only. But what is the purpose of Jmeter? We want to run the test for a multiple number of users. Right? It could be 100, 1000, lakh, based on our requirement. So it means I need that login details also, right? At least some. I can repeat them, right? So how can we enter the login details? Let's go to our login page. So can I give every time a different username? No, right? I can't start script, I can't change the username. Na? There should be some mechanism to pick up my all users. Correct. So that's where we use a CSV file. So that CSV file also will be in the config. You understood now what is CSV file? CSV file I will keep all the users and I will try to iterate the users in my Jmeter script. That's what we need, load testing. I mean, we can run with simple hardcode user for 100 times also, or we can pass 100 user logins, 100 username passwords to make sure more realistic, to add more caches. Because if the server thinks the same application is using, it may using cache. You understood, right? Why I'm saying the difference between one user 100 times and 100 different users. It could be caching. It's clear about caching, or shall I repeat about this? Hello? Guys?
Yes, clear. Yes, clear.
It's clear, no? Yeah. Okay. So that's where for config elements. If I go to Jmeter, right click on,
Nitija, only CSV, or you can, like Notepad also you can add, no?
I mean, it accepts CSV text Excel. And the component name is a CSV. Yeah, that's where.
Okay.
Add config element. See, CSV, header manager, cookie manager, like this.
Okay.
I mean, you should remember,
Component.
na, basic component. That's why I'm telling all these things. So you can remember easily. Okay.
I thought only CSV can able to.
No. Yeah. Okay. Now, so we have API. Once you run, you will check the output listeners, and you want to parameters more number of users, we have CSV. So how you are checking whether your API is passing or failing? How we checked in the yesterday class and today class? You run the script. How we checked it?
Analyzing the result.
Yeah. So what happened? We clicked on to go to went to the view registry component, and in the view registry, I checked it here manually. Okay, this is passing there or not. This is passing there or not. Correct. Each and every API. But do we really think if I have using running the same script with 1 lakh user, 100 users, can I go to each and every API and check it?
No.
No, right?
No.
Any one of us, right? I mean, you
Multiple
can check at least
requests
10 or 20 are important APIs, but not each and every request. So we should have some automatic mechanism to validate it. Instead of going and checking every time, so I know what is my expected. So if my expected is not happening, just fail it. Then let me know. Because even though if you observe here, it is some requests are failing before our correlation, it's still giving 200. So I can't depend on this one. Right? I want to depend on my response, right? So that's where I will use assertions. So assertion is for a validative response. So that if once you write assertion, if I say I'm expecting success response in the rate, if it didn't say success, it will simply fail and I'll get to no error. Okay, so this will help us to validate a response. So you don't have to check manually, it automatically fail the request. Add assertion, these are the assertions. Okay, so now to extract the response, which component we use? I want to extract the correlation ID, right? Which component I have used there?
Regular expression.
Yeah, regular expression extractor. So if you observe, when we add regular expression extractor, from where we added, we clicked on right click, add, we added post processor and regular expression extractor. If you know regular expression extractor, you have to use, but you don't know which component, what it will generally will go each and everything, right? Okay, where is regular expression extractor? Where is regular expression? Then you will add it.
Searching, yes.
That's not a proper one, no? You should search in the only some particular component where all extractors are available. Correct. So if you observe, it is a post processor. So post processor, nothing but whatever things you want to do once you got the response. It could be a regular expression extractor, or it could be validating, or it could be checking anything. Right? Once you got the response, you have to do that's called post processor. What is the postpaid? In our mobile bills or internet bills. Now, what is the postpaid? What does it mean of postpaid?
After bill generated, will be paid.
Yeah, after bill means once we're done with the utilization, then we got the bill. It means here also post process nothing but once you got the response. Once you got the response from server and you want to do anything on the response. I want handler, I want to extract it, I want to copy anything on the response side, I want to save. Anything to on the response side, you have to use a post processor component. Understood, right? post processor help us to extract the data. Now, as we have postpaid, what is the other option? We have prepaid. Now, what is prepaid will do? What is prepaid?
Prepaid means you can pay and use them.
So whatever we have, we'll be adding the money and we'll be using it. Same as like here also, if you want, now see, now if you want to do something before sending the request to server, suppose I want to add some logic or I want to do some calculation, I want to do some search, then pass the data to the request, right? That's where you use a preprocessor. Same as like preprocessor. So preprocessor nothing but before sending the request, if you want to do any validation, any logic, any code, that's where preprocessor will help us. You got the reference, right? Preprocessor and postprocessor. Because see, you can do, you can take a time while searching each and everything, but that's not should happen. You should be like doing like this. So whenever you got requirement, you will get to know, right? Okay, I need this component to add. So you simply remember, okay, this component I can find in, this is the main component, this main component, like that you have to remember. So pre and post processor. Okay. But now what happens when I record the script, if I run the 100 times or 200 times, what will happen? The same script will run, right? In same order. Correct? Same order or not? We log in, cart, checkout, log out. But do you really think in the real time, everyone user will follow the same order?
No, different.
No, right?
No.
I mean, at the end, there could be purchase checkout, but before they could be product 1, it could be product 10, or it could be sales, or it could be discounts or customer, anything, you know? Reviews page, anything. So if you record the same flow, what happens when run for 100 or 1 lakh times, the load will also go to same page. Okay, login page, this page, this page. So in that case, there is a chances of that you won't get the issue much. Or you are not moving the real-time scenarios. Correct. So now, or one more thing. So at the time of recording, you see the products are available 10 quantity and you added the cart and it worked. So while replay, what happens? You did a correlation, I assume that you did a correlation and script is working. So while replay, it also works. Correct? Because products available quantities are 8 or 9. Assume that after some days, people are using it and products available is 0. So if you run the script, what will happen? So Jmeter knows that, okay, it is there or not. What will happen? Simply run the script. So even the product is not available on the UI, we can't do that thing because the buttons are displayed. But in Jmeter, we have APIs, right? It will run. The product is available or not available. So what happens when product is not available? From the adding the cart to till payment, all requests will fail. Because we are forcefully calling the APIs. You understood, right? My point?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, I got it. No. So what happens? It will forcefully fail the things. But for fun user, 2 users, that's okay for testing purpose. When you're doing for 1 lakh load or 50,000 load, so do you think that's a proper one? Because your error percentage will increase, not to a performance issue, but your scripting issues. We should have error percentage or we should have errors only related to the performance side, not a scripting side. That scripting side error only, right? We shouldn't hit when there is no products available. We should simply go to logout, should go to some other page. We should skip the add to cart and payment options. So how we check that? So every day, every time I can't go to application, okay, products are available, let's go to run the script. I can't do that, right? So like this, we have to use some conditions. If the products are available, then only go this, otherwise skip. Or the flow, right? Or flow of the pages. These all things will be controlled by logic controller. So logic controller component will help us to logic controller. This component help us to control your request in a logical way. Or the conditions, or the flow, or the when to stop, all those things. Understood, right? What is the component? Don't worry, we'll discuss each and every one by one, but you should be familiar because we will be adding these now, everything in manually. We won't be using in templates. Okay? It's clear, right? What is logic controller uses? Why we have to use logic controller?
Yes, yes. To skip some of the.
No, not skip, to control your request. The way how it is we are sending. So by default, what happens in JMeter, everything will send in a sequential, whatever the recorded way. No, but
No.
I don't want to change. I want to use conditions. I want to change the pattern. So these things in our logic controller. Correct. And now if I run the script, how much time it has taken? It has taken time of, you see, right hand side top. It has taken elapsed time. Elapsed time nothing but a script completion time of 56 seconds. So do you think in the real time, the user will take 50 seconds to complete our flow? End to end?
No.
No, right?
No.
Because that's we are manual users. I mean, normal user, I mean, if the guys need the first time, it will take at least some time. But the guy we are frequently on doing, okay, it will take a little bit faster. But not like this much of faster, no machine ka. You have to spend time on the reviews, you have to spend time on entering the details, or checking the images. And by going for page to page, it will take some time. But, and we are testing like this much of speed. Do you think this is real load? No, right? Why you are doing load testing? We want to avoid the issues before only. And servers, while deploying, they know, okay, there is a gap between page to page. So that they design the code also in that way. Okay, we could have gap to gap in page to page kind of thing only. But you're testing without gap anything and you say application is failing for 50,000 users. That's not good till now. If the real time user is 5 seconds, we will be testing our script to 3 seconds. Safe set, say. Right? So to apply that gap, page to page or flow to flow, that gap we call timers. Right? Delay between every request. Understood? This timer helps us to gap the delay so that we can mimic the real-time scenarios. Okay?
Is it TPS or other?
No, this is time. Just time. Sleep. Some gap. If I give 3 seconds gap, no, so after login, after 3 seconds, then only JMeter will hit product page.
Okay, another transaction. Okay.
Request nothing but our APIs, right? Or sampler.
Okay.
Okay. Now you clear, right? Component logic controller to control request, config elements like all the config related data, timers, delay, preprocessor if you want to any logic or validation, sampler, our protocol, our main request. Without this, we can't run our scripts. Post processor, once you got a response, you want to validate assertion to pass or fail your response. Listeners to display your output or graphs. Now, if you think, see, if you observe here, I can move this view registry from here to here. Right? Or I can move this cookie man's from here to here. Right? But still it works. Generally, if you change the order of the elements, I mean, there could be impact, right, in the back end. Correct. So now, so that's why JMeter has one order. I will tell you one example. Irrespective of whatever the order, right, the listener will execute always in lost. Because what is the listener duty? What is listener duty? What listeners do?
They give the output.
Right? It will give the output. So assume that if I kept a listener zero history in the top, I mean, generally, if you think everything in a sequential order, then it can't display the data, right? Because execution is happening on here. But if you check, wherever you keep zero history, you will get the data. Understand? Because out of all the components, this listener will execute lost so that it can display the data. In JMeter, it's not about the place. I mean, it's also about place also, but first thing is it will take the component level. If you see the request, not 235, 232, these are same level, right? These are both a request. So in that case, it will take whatever is first, it will run it. Understood, right? If compared to other components, we have one order. Now, I will give you 5 minutes of time. You guys have to ping me separately. In the chart, we have everyone option is there, na? Instead of everyone, select my name Okay. Select my name and send me the order. What you think of order of these elements? Whatever given, right? See, I told you, right? Clue as listener will execute last. So now guess what is the first component to order, what is second, third, fourth, fifth, like that, and send me the message to myself only, not everyone in the chart. You understand the question?
You are expecting order.
Yes, you guys have to take 2 minutes of time and think, okay, this is the first component, or this is the first component. Now we understood, right? What components do? What is depend on this one? Like that. And the clue is listener will execute last because it needed all the data to display. So out of this component, what is the first? Like, is the logic control first, or config elements first, or sampler first, like that? Just take 2 minutes, 3 minutes of time and ping me the order. Each and every one. All of four of you. Okay? Just take 2 minutes of time and send me the order right now. To individually. To me only, not everyone. Okay? In the chart.
Okay.
Clear, right?
Okay.
Question?
Yes.
Tejashvi,
Yes.
Sweta,
Yes, sir.
Nirila. Yeah?
Yes. Yes, Ravi.
Yeah. Suresh.
Yes, bro. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Please send now. I will be waiting. Just 1-2 minutes. Because this helps us, no? When you're writing a script, you should know, okay, why it is not working, why it is working in this way, what is the impact of it. You are not able to see the chart screen, right? On the screen share? No, na? Only displaying notepad, right? Okay. All we have 3, 6, 8 components. Order of all 3. Like what is the first, what is second, what is third, what is fourth. Last option is the listener. Because that's always execute last so that you can display or generate the graph. Now, what is the first component? What is second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, 8? Come on, guys. Okay. I got from Tejasvi and Suresh, Niril and Sweta.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Nirila.
Yes, sending.
Yeah. I think okay, 80% of you guys are correct. I mean, the order, only 2 or 3 changes are there. Suresh, you forgot about logic controller. Suresh?
Logic control should be in a post processor, after post processor.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now first I'll discuss the normal order, then we'll check with one by one. Okay. So then we'll validate where was mistake and why you're thinking it could be like that. Right. So the first config, okay. So, yeah, okay. Yeah. The first is the logic controller. So logic controller is the main thing where it controls each and everything. Okay. So this is the first one. So then is a config element is second. Because these are configuration details. Whatever you keep right, the settings, the cache, everything, these will execute as a first. I mean, after logic control, this will be executed in second place. Before
Test data,
running everything, sorry.
Test data also in this one, right?
Yeah, everything. Yes. So everything is a config second. So now, after that, it will execute preprocessor. What is the before sample, right? Before sending sample, this should execute. Then only it can send the data to request. Because once request is executed, then you can't send the data na input ka. So this is a preprocessor.
The preprocessor means you mean to say that header manager?
No, it's one more component like config element. This will help us to send some data. We can do some logic. We can write some code. But this component will always execute before sampler.
Okay.
Whenever sampler is sending, right, before that it will execute. Then only sampler will execute. That's the component order of this one. And here, after that, before sample only timer will execute. Because where the delay should come before request, right? Suppose I want to delay to keep my cart page and after my product page. So if I add a delay to my cart, no, then product page, then some delay, some cart. So timer will execute before sampler. Then sampler. Once you done some sampler, then you will do post processor. Because once you got the response, then post processor will execute. Then you do your validations, then your assertion. Now listener. You guys understood right now? So for Suresh, so as you mentioned, right, post and pre and post. So after sampler only, pre will execute.
Okay.
Okay. And timer also, it will come before sampler. Right? Then only one delay is applied, then only it can hit the pace. Right? Now, Tejasvi, yeah. You see, right? Samplers will come. I mean, you are almost all are correct. Like sampler will come in between. Correct. Because without sampler, no, you can't use preprocessor configuration. Once you send request, no, you can't do anything.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sweta, you also correct, right? I mean, preprocessor. That's the only thing a difference, right? So preprocessor will and timers will execute before the samplers. Okay. Yeah. Nirila, understood, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah. So
Got it,
this is
got
a where JMeter order will work. So if you see two config elements now, on two config elements, if you think which is the first means by default sequential. If config element 1 and config element 2 and config element 3 are there in the same place, single place, so it executes sequential. Whoever execute first, second, third. But if you see there is listener, one config element, one sampler means listener will always execute last, config element always first, in between sampler. Okay. Yeah. So these are the main JMeter components. So apart from this, we have few more kind of there. Okay, that's we call thread group. Thread group is nothing but it's like a load generator. So without thread group, we can't put a load. Okay, thread group only will put like 1 user, 10 user, how much user you want to get in the thread group, right? So then we have non-test elements. Non-test elements like you can build some server or recording, everything will come under non-test elements. If you see non-test elements, wherever you could right click, test plan, add non-test elements will say recorder. Okay, and we have one more component called test fragment. This is like kind of function reusability. Nothing much, just function reusability. Okay, so now without template, we will be adding the recording components, whatever we required using these things. It's clear, right? And out of all, our parent is the test plan. You will be adding everything under test plan only. Okay, that's called with this is test plan. You see, right? Everything will come on test plan. If you see, right, everything is under that thread group also, right? And if you see, right click here, add, you can't see sampler here. See, there's no sampler. What is sampler? Yeah, what is purpose? It's like API. Whatever the load you want to put here. Because if you click on thread group, if you click on right click add, you will see sampler. Why? Because if there is no load, right, what sampler will do? If you add even the test plan to sampler, you can't run it, no? That's why sampler is available only for the thread group only. Okay. Okay, let's create a new script. Okay. Now to recording, right? Whatever we required, first thing is recorder. So how will add? Right click, test plan, add, where the recording will be there. Is it in threads, config, listener, timer, pre, post, assistant, test fragment, non-test elements.
Non-test.
Non-test, because recording is not for testing purpose. No? That's why non-test elements. Click record. Now I want to see output. What is the component I need to add and where it will be available?
Results.
So right click, add, listener, view registry. If you observe, I can add view registry to recorder, I can add to test plan. What is difference? Listener, it's a scope. This view registry scope is only display the output of recorder only. But this view registry scope is whatever you keep under test plan, everything will come here. That's we call scope in JMeter. The placing of order is important because if you keep the listener to only 2 requests, it will display 2 requests only. If you keep listener to whole test plan, it will display each and everything. Okay. Yeah. So now we need to store the APIs, right? Once we recording. So what is the component we need to store? We need to add a thread group. Test plan, right click, add threads, thread group. Correct. So once you record, we'll get it will store here and run. So do you think these are enough to start off recording? Or anything else is required? So we need a config elements of cookie manager. Config element of cookie manager, because header manager by default it will come while recording. Okay, so now let me open another instance of JMeter so that you can compare. So you can open any instance of JMeter in your machine. Not any means you can't open many because it will take a lot of memory, right? So now let me open our existing recording script. Let's say demo plays. Let's compare. Usable ones. Okay, we added users tree. Use different variables we are not using. That's you can ignore. Thread request also you can ignore. What we added, thread group and test script recorder. See? So now we can do the recording without templates, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's clear now the components of JMeter. So we'll be learning these components one by one. So then we'll be exporting JMeter. Because anyone says, right? If we say you want to do this particular thing in JMeter, what are things you need? So once you know the component levels, right? Okay, you say, okay, I have this component, I can do this. I have this component, I can do that, like that. Okay, it's clear. Okay, so we'll stop for the class today.